So we're back to this web page, and a few videos back I had added a table with popular dog, cat, and rabbit names. So let's actually save this and run this to see how it looks so far. And it has a lot of clutter, but down here we see that we have our table of dog, cat, and rabbit names. So I'm actually going to just delete all of this junk. Okay, so that should do the trick. And once we run it again, we see that everything is back to normal. So what I first want to do is, I notice that all of these items are pretty close together and it doesn't look that nice like that. So let's change the width of the table headers and the table data so that they don't look smooshed like that to the side. So to do this, we'll have to target both the table head and table data at the same time. So table headers and table data, and then use a comma to separate the two. And we want the width to be a little larger, so let's go 100 pixels. And save it and run it to see how it looks. Okay, great, that looks a lot better. So now they're not as smushed together, but you'll see that the headers are automatically aligned in the center, while the data is all aligned to the left. So we can fix that by going to the table data and setting text align to center. So now you'll see that it looks a lot better and it doesn't look weird like in here. So now let's add some borders to this table. So table. And we want to also get the table head and the table data. And let's add some borders to this. Let's go 1 pixel solid borders. Actually, you don't need the commas. 1 pixel solid and blue. As you can see, there are now double borders because you put a border around the whole table here and borders around the head and the headers and the data. So if you don't want that double border look, you can collapse the border by doing border collapse, collapse. And now you'll see that it looks like a normal table now. So the next thing we'll do is add some space so that the borders aren't that close to the content. We'll have to do that by changing the padding because the padding is the space between the content and the border. So let's do that by adding a padding of 10 pixels. And that should give a little more space between the borders and the content like so. Now another thing we can do is change the background color. And I want to change the background color of the headers so that they stand out more. Let's specifically target the headers and put a background color of purple. And that actually might make the text look really dark and hard to read, so let's go with orange instead. And now the headers are more visible and they draw more attention. So there's a lot of things that you can do to style tables, and what I just showed you was only a little bit of everything that you could do. So play around with it a bit, and the possibilities with CSS are practically endless.